Welcome. Experiencing Mathematics Developmentally Pre-K ages 3 to 5. We're going to be looking closely at the continuum of mathematics, how children learn mathematics. Children learn the world around them very quickly. They learn numbers before any formal schooling. We're also going to be looking at not only the continuum, but learning through games. The continuum begins with verbal counting, object counting, and then cardinality. Verbal counting is counting in random order. 1, 24, 6, 7. Children aren't making sense of numbers yet in their order. Then they go to object counting. Object counting is when you verbally attach the numbers that you've learned to objects in order. 1, 2, 3, and touching things as you do this. You could use manipulatives to do verbal counting. Then we have cardinality. Cardinality is when you know how many you've counted. You're counting little bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bears. So, how many did you count? When the child says 5, you know that they have cardinality. They didn't have to go back to the very beginning and recount them again. The next level in the continuum is subitizing. Subitizing is knowing how many just by seeing. How many without counting. Using dice patterns is a great way to show students how to subitize. Teachers may want to ask, how do you see that, in only showing one die at a time? So if they show the dice pattern with 4 on it, and the student says, I see 4. Well, how did you see 4? I saw 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, some students would say. Some students would say, I just saw 4, I just knew it. Some students will say, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see the entire continuum right there with those 3 students. Right now, we're going to take a look at Scarlett. Scarlett is a 3-year-old. Scarlett has 2 sets of playing cards in front of her. One set has the numbers from 0 to 10. The second set of cards are symbols that represent hands. Scarlett is very used to showing how old she is, how old her brother is, how old her sister is. So this is a familiar representation that we use for students to do a matching game to numbers. The hand symbols do not have numbers on the cards. They only have the symbols. The number cards only have the numbers. So Scarlett needs to look at the symbol and then match it to the number. First, she has put the numbers in order from 0 to 10. She's done that very well. So she has a good understanding of the number symbol. Now does she have a good understanding of what that number means? That's what we're going to watch for now.
4, 5.
Where's 5?
Yeah.
Look at your cards and see where 5 is.
I found it.
Okay. What about this one?
2. I found it.
You knew that one right away, didn't you? What about this one?
3.
Wow, you're pretty quick with that one. Where's it go? Okay, where's this one go? How many's that?
1, 2, 3,
How many is it?
4. 4.
Where's 4 go?
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one?
What?
Where does 1 go? How about this one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Where's 6?
I see 6. I see 6.
Where's 6?
6, 6, 6, 6.
Where's 6? Look over at 6.
6.
Okay. What about this one? How many is that?
I'm going to count them.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Where's 10?
See 10.
Okay.
Not 10.
Put it with 10.
I see not 10 over here.
Yeah, you saw another 10. Touch the other 10. Is this 10? Or is this 10?
There's 2 10s. This is a 10 and that's a 10.
Oh, let's talk about these two.
As you can see, Scarlett has a lot going on for a 3-year-old. The world around her is certainly giving her an opportunity to do verbal counting, object counting, cardinality, and subitizing. Again, she has many of these skills down and we'll need to continue to work on those with her. Verbal counting, continue that past 10, she has that down. Object counting, she definitely has that down and she uses that as a strategy after she gets past 5. Cardinality, you could see where she absolutely knows certain numbers from 0 to 4. What I would introduce to Scarlett is some more hand signs. Use some more cards from numbers 6 to 10 and continue to get her to understand what these numbers are and to recognize them quickly. And also let her use the strategies that she wants to use, that she's most comfortable. You also want to use maybe some bears just for counting again, one-to-one correspondence, just to get her counting and again at her own pace. Some of the other things you want to introduce her to is 0, showing her that nothing means 0. Also, some dot cards would be another card that you could introduce with Scarlett. And then the last thing I would do is introduce the 5 frames. The 5 frames is certainly going to be something that she'll be open to and that she'll grasp on very quickly. But the understanding of 5 needs to be there. Again, the continuum of mathematics is just that, a continuum. But developmentally, we need to meet students where they are and also insert instruction to make sure we're meeting their needs and growing them as mathematicians.